Okay, this is the second video tonight. Okay, this is for anyone who wants to wrap their brain around what's going on, where you're at, how to recognize where you're at. Recognizing that you're in a system of control that makes you a slave is most of the battle. That's why when the Lord called me, He showed me turn everything upside down. Because when you do that, you'll go, what the hell is going on? Why is the Virgin a dead sheep? Why is the Vatican altar a dead sheep? Why is it when you turn it upside down? Why is it the female reproductive system? So then it forces you to answer some questions that, these are some very heavy questions. Why? Now, I'm going to show you the system of control, and I'm going to show you Jeremiah chapter 40. Jeremiah 40 is absolutely identical to the Garden of Eden when you know what's going on. You're just going to be, just watch, okay? So let's do it. Let's have some fun. This is good stuff. So yeah, did you see Obama? By the way, in the title on that last video, I wrote Sobarka backwards is Hakrab Eos. Hakrab is scorpion in Hebrew, Hakrab, and then Eos is the morning star, Lucifer. I mean, what the hell do you think the odds of that are? It's like, why is the name Sobarka on the back of Stanley Ann Dunham's passport renewal from Indonesia? Scratched out. I did a video on it. It's called The Antichrist Unveiled, The Sun Rising in the West. You want to see a really crazy video, go watch that. Okay, so here we go. And yeah, I had to change my shirt. I spilled stuff all over me. It's like, Anyway, here we go. Okay, you know what? Let me just give you a brief explanation talking to you face to face. Okay, so in the animal kingdom, there are all kinds of relationships that exist. For people that don't know what a symbiotic relationship is, it's where two organisms form a relationship that is mutually beneficial. However, there are symbiotic relationships. Like one is like, y'all know what a Gomorrah fish is that goes around with the shark, and so it cleans the shark's skin, and the shark swims around and kills stuff. And then I think the remora, and then he eats the little particles from, the kills of the shark and keeps the shark's skin clean. Another one is a clownfish and an anemone. Yep. And so these are symbiotic relationships. However, there's other relationships that seem symbiotic, but they're not really symbiotic. It's more of an enslavement that looks kind of symbiotic. So let me tell you what that is, what I'm going to show you right now. In the animal kingdom, in the insect kingdom, well, insect is animal. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species, common name. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so in the insects, okay, there are relationships where, and the one we're going to focus on is ants. And a group of marauding ants leave, and there's an ant mound. And in the ant mound, the ants have prepared a room inside of the ant mound, underground. Okay, evidence of the ants living underground is a big mound on top of the ground. Here in Texas, we have fire ants. You see one of those mounds? Don't step in it. Okay, so you see the mound, so there's evidence that underneath the ground, there's a whole system going on. Okay, well, the ants will make a room, a cavern, underground in the ant mound. And what they're making that cavern for is they're going to leave the ant mound. They're going to go out into the surrounding territory. They're going to go on plants, and what they're going to do is they're going to kidnap aphids. Aphids are these little teeny bugs. They get all over plants, and they suck the sap out of them. And ladybugs love to eat aphids, by the way. And ants will kill ladybugs that are trying to eat aphids because the ants want to use those aphids as a source of energy, because the aphids suck the sap out of the plants, and then the ants harvest this secretion that's on the back of the aphids. It's called honeydew. and it's a sugary substance, and the ants love it. So what the ants will do is they'll leave the ant mound, having prepared a room. They'll go grab a bunch of aphids, and they'll take them all the way back to the mound and take them underground and put them in their special little room. And they will drag the plants that those aphids were on. They will cut them, and they'll take them down to them into the ant mound, and the aphids just get on those plants, and they start still suck the sap, and the ants start a little farm down there, and they start raising aphids. Okay, so here's a question. Let's say you are an aphid in the ant mound. Okay? Well, if you were taken down in that ant mound and you were brutally grabbed off a plant and drugged down there, you were carried away. So if you were carried away with a bunch of other aphids, you would be, you'd be crapping your aphid pants, wouldn't you? You'd be like, what's going on? Oh no. And they take you underground. Now let me ask you this question. Let's say you're the 20th generation of aphids. Think of may all acquaintance be forgot. That's a good one. All acquaintance of what? Ever think about it? So anyway, so imagine you are the 20th generation of aphids that has been birthed underground. Think about that. So your great, however many that was, grandparents were the very first aphids to be brought in. And then all these generations of aphids live and die. They breed. The ants take care of them. They farm them. They make sure they're safe. They protect the aphids from predators. And the aphids become so inert, and they become so completely dependent on the system, the ants bringing them their food, that they totally have lost their identity. They don't even know what they are. They're just underground having plants delivered, making baby aphids. So let me ask you this question. If you're the 20th group that's born underground, how would you know you're a slave? Well, unless everybody passed down generationally stories about your enslavement, it was written down or something, aka maybe the Bible or something. But if you're an aphid and you're the 20th generation to be birthed underground, let me tell you something. When you opened your little aphid eyes underground in your little system of control that you're in, there is no way you're going to know you're a slave. You're going to wake up, hey, everything looks normal. This is what it's supposed to be because that's where you were born. That's the first thing you saw. Everything looked like, hey, this is where I'm at. Totally normal. Yeah. What would happen if another aphid came into the system and he comes in and he works his way down the passage and he comes into the room and he looks around and there's all these aphids and he's like, oh my God, they're all slaves. And they don't even know they're slaves. And then he goes up to a couple aphids. He's like, guys, y'all are slaves, man. Y'all aren't supposed to be here. What do you think they'd do to that aphid? They'd be like, right? Or they might kill him. What do you think the ants would do? Are you threatening our system? Are you threatening our system? Just think about it. Okay, so I'm going to let you see a little video that I produced a while back with Clay. It's a really good video. That way, I want you to understand the system. And then I'm going to show you Jeremiah 40. That Jeremiah 40 is exactly us being carried away from heaven, from the heights, brought down to the land of confusion. We had to leave Jerusalem, the city of peace. We left and we were from the heights. We were brought down into the land of confusion, mixed race. And here we remain prisoners until we die, unless we get converted, and then we get to go back. Okay? Watch. Ready? Let's do it. This is an actual real thing. This exists.
This is a sort of symbiotic relationship that exists in nature, and I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. Here's an image of an ant mound, several entrances, there's ants up here, but you can see that the ant mound is just an indication that there's a bunch of ants way under the ground and that there's a whole system under there going, doing its thing. Okay, so I want to give you a concept. You have this giant system, this ant mound, right? And you have evidence of it because you have these lumps on top of the ground. Okay, but underneath the ground, there's something, the whole system is going on that, the whole entire ant system is at work. Well, okay, I want you to picture one of these rooms. We'll just take any one of them. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to take this one. It says Queen R room. This is just going to be a room that was prepared in the ant mound, a big room for aphids. These are aphids. If you go on Google Images, these are aphids, and you'll see them all the time under plant leaves like this. There you go. Those are a bunch of aphids. Ladybugs actually eat them, and ants will actually attack ladybugs to stop them from eating aphids because of this relationship. So anyway, so these are aphids, and they're little teeny bugs, and they get on plants, and ants like to harvest these things. So, well, when I say harvest them, they use them as a source of energy. Now watch. So, I just showed you what an aphid is. Let me show you a bunch of ants. Okay, here's some ant faces. These are all different ant faces. Okay, lots of different ants have different mandibles for different reasons. Soldier ants, like, the ones that protect the mound. So the point is, there's a bunch of different kinds of ants. There's a bunch of different kinds of aphids. And now you've seen aphids and ants. Okay, and then I've shown you a system called an ant mound. Imagine a whole bunch of ants left this ant mound. Let's say you had a whole bunch of ants get together and they had already prepared a room in the ant mound, and they said, okay, time to leave the ant mound, and we're going to go out and we're going to catch a bunch of aphids, and we're going to bring them back to the ant mound. So they're going to take them from the trees or the plants that the aphids are on, then they're going to capture them all, and then they're going to bring them into the ant mound, they're going to put them in a room, and they're going to get them all set up with their favorite food to eat and all kinds of stuff and take care of them. Let's watch. So here's a marauding group of ants, and they're all on a mission. They've left the ant mound, and they're all on their way to catch aphids. And they've gone outside the ant mound, and they've caught a bunch of aphids, and they brought the aphids back into the ant mound. They put the aphids in this big room that they've already prepared for them because they know this is how we're going to get our food. And so they put the aphids in there, and they also cut down plants and bring in plants that the aphids live on, and they put them in the room with the aphids. So let me show you why they do that. Okay, so here we go. So here's an ant, and he is going to eat a secretion off the back of this aphid. Watch. You see that little bubble right there? That's what the ants are after. So what they did is they caught a bunch of aphids, they took them down into the ant mound, they set up a room in there, they give all the aphids all the plants that they want, and then the aphids produce honeydew, and the ants love it, and they use it as a source of energy. Now we have a system that has been set up where the ants left the ant mound, they caught the aphids, they brought them, they put them in the room, and the aphids are all set up, and the aphids are protected by the ants. Now, the ants go and they bring them their flora of choice, and the aphids live on it, and the ants harvest the honeydew. They groom the aphids, they take care of the aphids. So let me ask you this question. If your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother and grandfather were the first group of aphids to be brought down into the ant nest, and they were the first ones, and 20, 30 generations later, you were born, and you were born into that system, how would you know you're a slave? The only way at all, in any way, shape, or form, that you would know you're a slave is if you were able to get outside the ant mound and say, wait a minute, there's something totally different going on here. What if you were in this room that everybody's been in for 20 generations, and another aphid came into the ant mound, walked down through the tunnels, and said, hey guys, you're not supposed to be here. You don't even belong here. You're trapped in a prison and you don't even know it. What do you think all the aphids would do? What do you think all the aphids that were, being taken care of, hey, just loving it, everything's great, ants protect them, they got all the food, making baby aphids, doing whatever they want, everything's great. They got no natural predators, no ladybugs trying to eat them, none of that stuff. They got the ants protecting them. They got the ants cleaning them. They got the ants providing their flora of choice, and the ants are harvesting the honeydew off their back. But the aphids are slaves, and they don't even know it. And let me tell you something. The answer to the question is, how would you know you're a slave? You wouldn't. That's where I come in. That's why the Lord God gave me the gift he gave me. Because Jesus came into the system. He came into the system and he died within the system. He broke down the gates of hell that kept everybody in the system, and he ascended back out of the system to heaven, and then his spirit is able to wake up those that are trapped in the system. And I'm going to use this entire series to show you how the Lord God gave me the scriptures as well as a spiritual gift to prove to you that you're just like the aphid.
I may do a short little series just showing you that, but let me make a point right now. See, a bunch of angels wanted their own thing, the freedom to do what they want. Angels have freedom. Romans 8. And the creature shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty, eleutheria, licentious or legitimate freedom, to the children of God. And angels that sinned were cast into chains of darkness. The word chains, go look it up. Chains, ligaments of the body. Don't believe me? You know, if I say something from the Bible, I've already looked it up in Hebrew, right? So, I'm going to show you one thing very quickly because I don't want to get too much off on a sidetrack before I show you Jeremiah 40. But I will show you Jude, just so you know. Jude. And angels which kept not their first estate, but left their habitation, he has reserved in everlasting chains of darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Everlasting, forward, ever, during, forward and backwards, and I'll show you exactly what that means. Look at the Mayan calendar. You'll see opposing serpent heads making a man's face. Everlasting chains. Ready? Ligament of the body, shackle. Okay, I'm going to highlight it. A band, ligament of the body, shackle of a prisoner. I'm going to make it bright blue for you. See, so the angels which did keep their first estate and left their own habitation, he has reserved in everlasting chains, ligaments of the body, shackle of a prisoner. Now, let me show you something real quick. I'll do Google Images real quick. Let me show you something most people don't even know. Let me show you the Statue of Liberty, which is eleutheria, by the way. The word liberty in the Bible, Romans 8, is the word in Greek is eleutheria. It means licentious or legitimate freedom. And that's what the Statue of Liberty represents, is the angels that took their liberty and wanted licentious freedom. That's what the Statue of Liberty represents. And we're going to go over all that tomorrow. Tomorrow, that's going to be the video. I'm going to show you the system tomorrow, and I'm going to show you what all that represents. We're going to go over the Statue of Liberty again, so you understand. That's the system that the angels wanted. They said, no, I want licentious freedom. I want to be able to have sex and, you know, do whatever I want. I want to be my own boss. I want to be the boss of me. Okay, so you got it. So let me show you real quick. I'm going to do Google Images. What's this? Chain on the leg of the Statue of Liberty. Sorry about the loud noise for typing. It's just, that's the way it is with this mic. Most people don't know that the Statue of Liberty has a chain on her leg. Don't believe me? Take a look. See right there? Okay, now that's going to become totally significant when I do tomorrow's video. I'm going to show you how the Statue of Liberty is a giant statue representing all the angels that fell and that they got their host body system. That's what the Statue of Liberty, right? Liberty from leaving the Lord to do their own thing. That's what it means. That's what it's all about. I'm going to prove that. If I say it, you can always count on it that I can prove it. I won't just say it unless I can absolutely prove it. There you go. See the big chain on her leg? Let's see. Let's look at another image. Let's see. Let's get another one. There you go. Is that a big chain? Yeah. It's a big chain. Statue of Liberty. There you go. Statue of Liberty's got a big ankle chain. And a lot of people think that, oh, it just represents freedom. No, it's dichotomous in its meaning. It's dualistic. So anyway, we'll go over that tomorrow, and we're gonna do this folder: Sitra, Akra, Kelipat, Host Body Transmutation, Statue of Liberty. We're gonna go over these, but now I'm gonna go to the Bible, and I'm gonna show you that system of control, how a bunch of angels got led away captive. And let's see, here we go. Jeremiah chapter 40. Ready? Okay, so Jeremiah 40. Now, even Jeremiah's name bears witness to it. Just like my, look, I'm just going to speak plainly. I didn't know that my name meant anything. I mean, my name's Jonathan Kleck, so what? Well, once I got saved, the Lord showed me how significant my name really was. Jonathan means Yahweh has given, and then Kleck means a messenger that rings a bell, rings the church bell, gathers the church, or a town crier that used a handbell to draw attention. So a town crier would go out on behalf of the king and go, ding, 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 hear ye, thus saith the king, get your asses over to the north wall, someone's attacking. Whatever. But the town crier went through the town ringing the bell to get everybody's attention, to tell them what the king had said. That's what he was like, the guy that passed on the edicts of the king throughout the kingdom. And I don't think they did the daily 5 news. Anyway, that's what town crier does. And so my name became very significant after I got saved. Okay, now remember that angels that left their own estate got everlasting chains, ligaments of the body, shackle of a prisoner. Look at that interesting word, desmon. That almost looks like demon, doesn't it? Okay, watch this, because you got shackled to a demon. That's what happened. Angels and demons shackled together. Okay, here it is. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, from the self-existent, eternal Jehovah God. So the word that came to Jeremiah, let's look at Jeremiah's name. Okay? It means Yah will rise. Oh, wow. Because, see, just like my name is Yahweh has given, and if I get to rise, I'm part of Yah. We're all part of Yah. So everybody that gets to go back, Yah will rise. Do you understand? If you've been bought by Christ, my name's Yahweh has given. It doesn't mean your name has to reflect that you've been saved, but those messengers that God chooses, just like Jeremiah, Isaiah means Yahweh is salvation. I mean, people's names are very significant in the Bible. Like Moses means of the water. I mean, a no-brainer. So here we go. So Jeremiah means Yah will rise, okay? So the word that came to Yah will rise from the Lord God, the self-existent eternal Jehovah, that after Nebuzaradan, look at this, the captain of the guard. Look at this word captain. The word captain, look what it means. It means abundant. What an interesting word for captain. Let me highlight that. Abundant in quantity, size, age, rank, quality, abounding. I'm going to highlight it the same color it is. Okay, so the captain of, look at the word guard. Properly a butcher. Huh. That's interesting. Properly a butcher. Because acting as executioner. Wow. Think of a bunch of angels that got into a system of control where they were butchered. Like all the sheep I've been showing y'all on all the altars and all the videos and the pictures people draw of me with a dead sheep. That's sick. It's like, that's why I called them out on it. So what's up with the dead sheep? Do you know who you're speaking with? Yeah, I know who I'm speaking with. I'm speaking with the angel of the bottomless pit. Do you know who you're speaking with? I'm a servant of the Most High. I could care less that you're the angel of the bottomless pit. Your days are numbered. Okay, here we go. So the captain of the guard, don't forget, this is the captain of the guard that works for Nebuchadnezzar, which is the king of the land of confusion. Okay, so remember that. The captain of the guard is the guy that's working for Nebuchadnezzar. His name's Nebuzaradan, like Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuzaradan. And he's the captain, he's the head butcher. The abundant butchers. Okay, so of the guard had let him go from Ramah. Okay, so had let him go. Talking about Jeremiah, to send away from Ramah. Look what, see Ramah, look what Ramah means. A height, a high place. Oh, as a seat of idolatry. You mean like Lucifer when he said, I will rise above the stars of Elyon. Yeah, in Isaiah 14. Uh-oh. Look, we have a direct correlation. So he let him go. He sent him away from Ramah, from the heights, a seat of idolatry. Okay, and then I'll look at the root of the word, to rise or raise. Okay, from Ramah, when he had taken him, being bound, taken, to take in the widest of applications, to accept, bring, mingle, and receive. Oh, wow. Mingle, receive, seize, send for, take away. Taken him bound. Oh, yoke or hitch. Now you know why I'm always showing you a demon that's yoked together with an angel. Yeah, it's a two-party system. The one right side up, one upside down. Boom, gotcha. Why do you think they have the word yoke? You know what a yoke is? It's like an upside down W that you put over the neck of two oxen. So now you got yoked to your other half in this system. Okay, so being bound, being bound, to yoke or hitch, by analogy to fasten, to join, to bind fast, to gird, to harness. Okay, being bound in chains, manacles, chains, among, to sever, a bisection among all. Look, the whole, any, all, every. Look at the word kol, Okay, now watch this. Among. You see that word sever, a bisection? Do you know where you've seen that word? I do. In the midst of the garden. It's the same word, tavek. Let's go to Genesis. Watch. Genesis 3. Have I told you you should not touch it that is in the midst of the garden? Right here, look. But the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, midst, look, to sever, a bisection. Get it? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Let's go back to Jeremiah now. It's the same exact word as midst of the garden. Jeremiah 40 back. I told you the Garden of Eden. This is the Garden of Eden playing out with all the captives of Jerusalem. Okay, so they were taken. To take in the widest variety, to accept, to mingle, and to receive. So think of all God's angels being brought down here, being taken, being bound to yoke or hitch, because we all got yoked to a demon, in chains, chains, among, to sever, bisection, same word as the Garden of Eden, all, the whole, ins, every, all, that were carried away captive. Look at this, exiles, look at the root of the word, to denude, especially in a great disgraceful way. Oh, you mean like in the Garden of Eden when they found out they were nude. And the Lord God made to Adam and his wife skins. He clothed them with skins. And the word to clothe with skins, and I'll show it to you right now, he clothed them with nakedness. Watch. Everybody thinks he killed an animal. Wrong. No, he did not. Says nothing about that. They'll have been lied to. Okay, here we go, right here. I was naked and I hid myself. Let's see, what is this? And 3:21. Here we go. And unto Adam, look, Adam, Hebrew word 121. Unto Adam, called his wife's name Eve because she was the mother of all the living. And unto Adam also, and to his wife, the word wife is a woman adulteress, because they had committed spiritual adultery with the Lord, and she had already committed spiritual adultery. And he made and unto Adam and his wife, the Lord, look, the Lord, self-existent, eternal Jehovah, God made coats of skins, look, coats, a garment, a robe of skins, look. It says hide, leather, as naked, and the root of the word means to be made naked. So unto Adam and his wife, the adulteress, the Lord God made coats. He made garments of nakedness, and he clothed them to wrap them in. So he wrapped them in nakedness because they were exiles. You get it? So that's right, that was their exile. And then what happens right after that? And then he throws them out. And he sent them forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground, and from whence he was taken. So there it goes, and he drove them out. We can do one of these Garden of Eden studies another time, but it's fascinating. It's all perfect. The Bible is perfect. Back to Jeremiah. Okay, I just wanted you to see that. Adam and his wife got coats of nakedness. That's what they got. Okay, so Jeremiah 40. Here we go. So the word of the Lord came to Yah will rise from, it means a part of, from, out of, from the Lord God, the self-existing eternal Jehovah, And the captain of the guard, the abundant butcher, let him go, send away from Ramah the heights, a high place, a seat of idolatry. Think of Lucifer being cast down and all those that were on his team that wanted to do what he wanted to do. And he let him go from the heights when he had taken him being bound to take in the widest variety, to accept, to mingle, like mingle together, being bound, to yoke or hitch. There they are getting mingled together in chains, manacles, among, just like to sever, bisection, all, each and every one that were carried away captive, concretely exiles, just like Adam and Eve, to denude, especially in a disgraceful way, just like Adam and Eve, and then to exile. Adam and Eve were clothed with nakedness in a disgraceful sense, and then they were exiled from the Garden of Eden. There it is, perfect. Captives being stripped and to reveal, because they had committed spiritual adultery. And they were carried away captive of Jerusalem. It means founded and peaceful, and Judah celebrated, and were carried away captive to denude, especially in a disgraceful way or sense, and exile unto Babylon, the land of confusion. To overflow, look, to mix. See, there it is. That's the seeds mixing together. To mingle, to mix self. There it is, look. Mingle and mix self. Not arguable. So, the captivity of Jerusalem is a perfect representation of God's angels getting kicked out, led away in a disgraceful sense, naked, and made slaves of another system. Perfect. It's perfect. Anyway, Bible lesson for the day. Okay, so I'm going to keep it short. Tomorrow, it's going to be, I'm going to prove it. I'm just going to prove it. I'm going to use their own knowledge against them. That's what I do. I use their knowledge against them. It's like, it's kind of like I was at all their meetings going, and then I'm going to go tell everybody. But I didn't go to any of their meetings. I just got a spirit that can see and understand what they're doing. Woe unto them who go to great depths to hide their plans from the Lord, and their works are in the darkness. And they say, who seeth us? Who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. The potter's clay is from Genesis 2, where the Lord God formed. The word form means as a potter. Adam from the dust. The word dust is clay. Potter's clay. So, when you become the potter's clay, that means God's got you and He's molding you into what He wants you to be now. So, not that which was in Genesis 1:26. They said, let us create man in our vain show. Okay? So anyway, there it is, and there the Bible supports it all. I hope you like the little ant and the aphid analogy. Yep, you wouldn't know you're a slave. Someone would have to come in and show you a bunch of evidence. So I'm going to be the aphid that sneaks into the mound tomorrow, and I'm going to say, everybody watch this, watch, freak out, okay? All right, guys. God bless you guys. Good night. God bless.